Hello, everyone, and welcome to another fantastic, awesome, amazing episode of the Melanated Council. As you can see right here, that's who we are. I know it's only one person on the screen that you see, but we are a team of three. Just my other two co hosts aren't here yet. And if you haven't been here before, just know that we stream Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or actually Eastern Daylight Time now. Probably should just change that to ET and 6 p.m. PT Pacific Time. And if you're watching this and it is not either of those times, then that's when we stream in your time zone as well. Sorry. As always, like, subscribe, and enjoy the show. So, tonight is going to be a really awesome stream. We're going to be wrapping up our month topic about money. And this day, the lovely day of the 28th, we're going to be talking about pretty much like financial literacy and, just ways to save money and things like that. I know it's called put your money where your mouth is, but yeah, essentially we're going to be talking about money. If you're new to the stream, we usually like to start out by just talking about our weekends first, just to kind of, get things going. I was trying to think of like another way of phrasing that, because I was going to say soften the palate, but that doesn't make sense. It's kind of like it's like a what's it called, like an appetizer. 1 second. Hopefully, like, I just got a message saying, like, one of our friends, Gail, said, like, if we're live, like, it says it on live. Hopefully we're live. Oh boy, I forgot. That's bad. I don't know what I'm doing. I never used Restream.io before. So if we're not live, that's bad. I don't know. Like, it says that we're live. Hopefully, boy. How do I check? I mean, no, I got the notification. What is he talking about? No, I didn't get the notification. Oh no, the hell? Are we not? Yeah, it says that we're streaming. Is there a way to like do the notifications? Let me see. Sorry, hold on a second. I apologize. Yeah, we're live. Sorry about that. Sorry for the awkwardness. Yeah, hold on a second. Well, hopefully somebody turns on. I see it. I saw it on YouTube. Looks like we're live. I'm going to hopefully. Hey, Chad. Glad that you're here. Ron is at a track meet with his son, so he's going to be a little bit late. But don't worry, you have me, which is just as good, if not better. I'm kidding. But yeah, no, I'm sorry. I just had like a little scare because I thought maybe we weren't live. But it looks like we are. It looks like we're good. So you're here. You see that Ron is not here. We are good. But yeah, as I was saying, usually we like to start off the stream just kind of talking about our weekends, just day in the life stuff, like whatever's been happening lately. Of course, chat, you're more than welcome to chime in on what you guys have been doing, over the weekend, over the past week since you last saw us. We're always happy to hear that. As for me, I've been, still continuing. It feels weird to call them swim lessons because, like, I'm old and know how to swim ish. No, sorry. Sorry, Gil, you're not first. Way to bring back 2005 YouTube. Yeah, Chad did beat you. Chads tend to do that. But yeah, I've been continuing the swim lessons. It's just weird to call them that, but I guess I'm just refining my swim skills because, like, I knew how to swim well enough if, a boat were to tip me off in the middle of a pool, but so I could survive. But, the chances of that happening are very slim. But I would like, I've been trying to, swim for like cardio. So my boyfriend's been showing me like the basics, and it's been really nice. Like he bought me a kick thing, one of those like kickboards. So we're gonna use that next week or this week or whatever day it is. So I'm excited for that. Philly water crisis. Parents came by yesterday to drop off water. I didn't know there was a water crisis in Philly. Oh my god. Oh my god, that is serious. I am so sorry, Chad. How long has the water crisis been going on? Hello. No, Gil, you scared me earlier saying if the stream isn't on. I was live for like a good few minutes before you messaged that, so I was like, are we not on? Because this is not live right now. Am I just talking to myself? I want to be the first time I've, sat in front of my computer, just talked to myself. 7 years ago. And I was born on oh, yeah, you just learned how to swim. But swimming is good though. Like it is absolutely fantastic cardio though. Like even though I haven't really been like swimming freestyle, well, like I'm still having trouble breathing while swimming. I just can't, it's just not clicking yet, that concept. Because I'm just like so afraid, like if even like the tiniest like drip of water touches my mouth, I feel like I'm just choking. So I just need to get over that fear of, of drowning, even though the pool only goes to 6 feet. I'm just a spectator for now until I get home and can rank up to streamer or downgrade, as Misha said. All right, Toby. All right, looking forward to you coming on. I know you weren't able to join last week, but I'm happy that you're here. I know about that. Yeah, YouTube has been acting up. I keep getting like so many notifications from, I forgot what it's called, like Squat Academy. Just it's a great YouTube channel, but the shorts have been just driving me nuts with all the notifications. Just happened. They told everyone not to drink the water. Ooh, that's serious, Chad. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Jesus. I wonder how long that's gonna take to clear up. Get comfortable under the water. Yeah. Yeah, I've been improving. Getting comfortable under the water though. Like it's actually a lot of fun. Now that I know that my swim cap keeps my hair dry, because that was a huge thing. I mean, my hair, I feel like it's like a mess right now, but whatever. Keeps my hair dry, which is really important. And even I look silly because I like wrap my hair up. I got to take a picture of it and like share it with you guys when I have my hair in the swim cap, because like I wrap it around like this. A lot neater, but still kind of messy because it's whatever. We're gonna be putting it in a cap anyway. So like, and the cap is tight, so I look like kind of like Marge Simpson in a way, or like a weird like cone head type person with the swim cap. So I feel like I look kind of silly whenever I go into the pool, but it's like whatever. I'm just here to swim. I'm not here to make friends, even though it'd be awesome to make friends too. Yeah, for those who don't know, I was knocked out at like 6 p.m. last Tuesday. I woke up after 11 p.m. on and off. Yeah, no, Toby knocked TF out. He was asleep. Okay, that's good. That's good, Chad. Yeah, Toby was okay. He just, you know, when his body is calling for sleep, he answers. But I get it. Yeah, but yeah, I'm sure Toby will once he jumps on, he'll be able to tell us all about it. But yeah, no, it's hard like getting comfortable under the water though. But I'm happy that I'm like finally progressing and getting over it. Like my boyfriend was like showing me that our bodies are like naturally buoyant, so it's not like I'm just going to like sink to the bottom of the pool. Like it's not like that's an easy thing to happen. And that honestly made me feel a lot better. And also like getting comfortable getting under the water too, like putting my face under the water specifically. Like my body under the water, it's whatever, but like my face, it's like oh no, like I can't just like it takes it takes some like getting used to, but I'm slowly getting used to it. It's a lot of fun, but I feel like it's with anything, you just have to keep at it. But I literally live right in front of a pool. I think I mentioned this before. Like, as soon as I opened the door, there's the pool, like the little neighborhood pool. Like my neighborhood has, it's like broken up into like smaller neighborhoods that consists of like a giant neighborhood. And my neighborhood happens to have a little pool. Not all the neighborhoods have pools, but my neighborhood has a pool. And then like the entire neighborhood has like a really big pool that has like little swim lanes and things like that. So you can actually like really swim. And eventually I would like to do that, but I'm fine with my pool. I don't know how long it is, but I mean, considering I can't, swim the length of it yet, I shouldn't really be like, thinking about the next big step of pools as of yet. But it's something to look forward to. It's something to aspire to. It's like, there might be a day where I can actually like, swim, I guess the 25 meters and then bounce off of the wall and come back. Like, I want to be able to at least do that. But yeah, that's kind of just like what I've been focusing on lately. The Little Mermaid. Yeah, just in time for the Black Little Mermaid. Just trying to get ahead of it before other little girls start trying to learn how to swim. An inspiration of that movie. Apparently, that's like a thing that happens. Like after the movie Brave came out, like the redheaded, like I think she was Irish chick who with the bow and arrow. Apparently, a lot of girls wanted to learn archery after seeing that movie. But it's a thing that always happens. Like they see it in a movie and then they want to go and do it. But yeah, yeah. But yeah, let me know what else have y'all been doing. What's been going on? I'm trying to think like what else. Oh, this is gonna be random, but like this shoulder tends to hurt on and off, like so, and it's been going on for like years. And I know that sounds bad, but like I never really actually like looked into it. So I was like, let me actually like do some research as to why that might be happening. And I saw some videos on YouTube. It's like, oh, if you do like put your arm like this and do this and that, and let's see what that, like if you get pain when you do that, then you have a shoulder impingement. And like lo and behold, when I did those movements, that's when the pain happened. So I started looking up exercises that kind of help with the shoulder impingement, and I feel like it's been helping. Like even though I've only been doing it for like a few days, I feel like it's definitely been helping. Definitely tell people if they ask that it's because of oh gosh, that'd be funny. That'd be funny. I should. I should just dye my hair red too. And just because like Halle Bailey has dreadlocks as well, so that could I could easily just do that. It's like I want to be a backup swimmer just in case. Yes, I got into archery after the Hunger Games. Okay. One of my good friends, he does archery down here in South Florida. I'm wanting him to get me, because I think he once wanted me to like come with him at some point. Because I do want to try archery. Because I think that is like really cool. The sauna helps. The sauna helps? You mean like with swimming? Oh, you mean like with the muscle? I should try that. It's actually not a bad idea at all. My neighborhood has a sauna too in the pool area. I should check it out. Also, LA Fitness has a sauna. That actually might not be a bad idea. Just sit in, a room that's like 3 degrees hotter than outside. Kidding, it's probably like 20 degrees hotter. It's probably like 100 and something in the saunas. But that actually might not be a bad idea. I know that steam rooms help too. Yeah, that's not a bad idea at all, actually. I really should just like sit in those rooms and see if that like helps like my body. But yeah. But my shoulder still like hurts, especially if like I do like this, like if I rotate it in certain ways, but it's definitely not as bad as it was like a couple of days ago. I think swimming kind of helps it. And just like the small exercises and the rehabilitation I've been doing. I have like these little 2-pound weights. So I've been like doing like little exercises with them. Usually like, I do it at night, then the next day I feel like a little bit better. But I guess it's like a really slow process. It's like, all right, I got 2% better. That's a plus. That's something. But I tend to drive with my left like hand too. So like I definitely like feel it. So I've been like using my right hand, which just feels weird. Like I have like my hand like this, and I feel kind of like a badass. I've been going back into work, and that's annoying. But at least it's 3 days out of the week. For now. That's been kind of weird. But it is nice seeing, some old faces and even, making new friends, some new faces too. So that's been a lot of fun. But driving to work is just never, it's never been great. I've been like leaving like a little bit later just to miss traffic, and that's been helpful. So the drive isn't so bad. But I keep thinking about like before, during the before times when I was going into work, I was going in like 4 or 5 days out of the week. And my car was like so shitty. It was like my old car, which was like an older Honda Accord. And like it had like no Bluetooth, no backup camera, like, no like USB port, no like nothing. It was just a regular ass Honda Accord, like just right out of the box. And yeah, like but I would just be driving it every day. And, like, when I think about it now, like, and also because it's been, like 3 years or so, um, like, people have been like working from home for, several years too. So like, they've been saving up their money. They have like bigger cars now, like especially like in South Florida, like everybody wants to have like a big ass obnoxious truck. And I know I always bring up these trucks. Oh man, 2.3. That's good. That is good. No, I live like almost 30 miles away from work. It's like 27 or something. But it's all highway and I'm going against the flow of traffic. So I'm happy about that because if I was going with traffic, like I would have lost my mind. I would have lost my mind. But yeah, like people are, having like the big old like SUVs and the big trucks. And it's like, and a lot of people don't know how to drive them too. Like the other day, I went and got like my Honda Sensing recalibrated. So trying to look for that. So I got like some of my safety features recalibrated. Because like it got kind of knocked out of alignment. And I was driving with it like, messed up for several months, like 8, 9 months or something like that. And because I wasn't really going anywhere, like I was driving like everywhere that I needed to go was like 5 miles away. If that. Like occasionally I'd go down to like Fort Lauderdale like on the weekends, but throughout the week I was driving like less than 5 miles to places. So it's like I didn't really care. But walking. Yes. Golly, I wish I could just take like a public transport or something. I googled how long it would take me to like if just taking public transport would take, and it would be like 2.5 hours. And there were points in the in the map where I'd have to walk like 17 minutes or like 12 minutes. I was like, that's intense. That's like a whole hike. What is all? It's like I don't know. I don't know how people do it. It's like they just purposefully make it impossible just so you have to get a car. I hate it. But yeah, like so when I started going back into work and I saw how crazy people were driving, I was like, yeah, I need to get this. I need to get my Honda Sensing recalibrated because I can't. And I'm not like the best driver either. Like, like I can definitely be a little reckless. Like, you know, I'm not really like the type to like cut people off. I tend to like, unless like they're driving like hella slow. But like I try not to do like obnoxiously. I try to go like pretty far to get in front of them, not like right in front of them and be an asshole. But no, I feel like regardless of what you do, you probably just an asshole. Like I feel this guilt. Like I really hope I'm defensive when I'm driving. Like that's how I feel. Like I feel like I'm a defensive driver. Because you got to watch out for like so many things. You got to see if like the person is going to come into the lane that you're trying to go into. You got to make sure that that person is not trying to come into your lane while you're there. Like that shit happens and it's fucking annoying. Pardon my French. Um, like people's I don't know if you saw that video that's been like all over like Twitter and Reddit of like this truck's like this regular like pickup truck's tire fell off. Like they were on the highway, the tire fell off, and like this I want to say it was like a Kia like Sorento or something. Like more like a boxy car, like drove over the tire and like it just flew up into the air, probably like 6, 7, 8 feet, like probably even like higher. Like it flew really high up into the air and it crashed down. Fortunately, the guy was fine. Like the driver was fine, but that's the kind of things that happen. Like not often, but they do happen. And it's like you have to sit here and just trust everybody is taking care of their car well. And it's like that's not realistic because taking care of your car costs money. And not everybody who is driving has money, and cars are, vehicles are pricey to own and pricey to like have. And it's like, it's just stressful. It was an accident where a truck tried to hit my windshield. Oh my God. Oh my God, Chad. That sounds terrifying. So here's when people modify their cars. Yeah. Ooh. No, I definitely seen people with modded cars and like their wheels are like slanted. That stuff I don't like. I don't know if it just appears slanted, but it's actually not. But regardless, it's like that can't be good. That cannot be good. Oh, true. A lot of people are paying people to lift their trucks and they do a horrible job. Oh yeah, I believe that. I definitely believe that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like I feel like that's cool, but it's like you gotta drive on like local, like slow roads. Like, like I don't know if you could really just be going out to the highway with that because I feel like that's just asking for a disaster. I feel like it's asking for a disaster. 1 second. One second. Okay. IP style. It's so stupid. Yeah, it's like I feel like that slanted style is like what your 14-year-old like it's like your 14-year-old self telling your 16 or 18-year-old self what to do with their car. It's like I don't know, like you can't be 21 even with that kind of style of car. Like you can't. Like that's just so immature to me. Make having a car a necessary part makes any regulations super difficult for. Yes, exactly, Chad. Exactly. Like the recalibration that I had to do was so expensive. And I didn't really, then again, I didn't really like have to do it, but like, and I probably shouldn't have gotten a Honda because I was trying to look for other places that did it, but I couldn't really find anything. But my sister was like, "Oh, you should have called this place, blah blah blah." How come you didn't tell me? I was like, "I'm sorry. I thought I was, researching correctly." But so that was kind of my bad. But I feel like regardless, I would have had to spend a lot of money, and yeah, like it's bad. It's bad because everything's getting expensive and cars aren't getting cheaper anytime soon. You can just take off. Right. If you're in an emergency, you can't just take off. Oh, you mean like depending on like your work environment? But like, yeah, no, for sure. Like, people in their work environments, like car maintenance is just a lot harder. Like, I don't know if I mentioned this on the stream before, but car problems was like my family's pastime growing up when I was growing up. Oh, I see. If you're in an emergency, you can't just take off. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that with the slant. Yeah, that's true. Like that, like that's really just for like a weird luxury kind of thing. Like it's cool to look at. It's cool to like see in shows, but like that can't be your daily driver. Like there's no way those slanty tire cars can be your daily driver. But yeah, yeah, like car problems was my family's pastime, greatest pastime when I was growing up. I really don't think there could like a year could have gone by without some car BS. Like so, I'm Jamaican. My parents are Jamaican. I come from a Jamaican background, and this is a very true, accurate stereotype. Jamaicans tend to like to own BMWs or Mercedes Benz, like old BMWs or old Benzes. They're great cars. Like even though I talk shit about cars a lot, like I am pretty well versed in cars because of my dad would always be working on cars and because we always had issues with cars. And I'd come out and like trying to just see kind of like what he's doing. Just listen to like what he's told me about like the different like German engineering and things of that nature. And like BMWs and Mercedes Benzes, they are solid cars. I don't know. I'm sure back in the day more so. I don't know how it is now. I'm sure that's just the same old, making cheap stuff, selling it for a lot, just so people can buy a new one or release a new one quickly. But yeah, no, I agree, Chad. Like they are quality vehicles for a reason. Like they hold their value for a reason. Like yeah, they're luxury. I don't know how to like just like I guess like they're luxury, but like they're not like Porsches or like Ferraris, like luxury. They're like a low level, mid level luxury. I guess like like they're higher than like Acura and like Lexus. They're probably like on the same levels like Jaguar. I don't know. Y'all can debate me about that. I don't know too much. Like Jaguars are great cars too, but to maintain them, to maintain BMWs and Benzes it's expensive. Like it really pisses me off whenever they're not racing brands. Are you like wait, no. Mercedes Benz is a racing brand. Like, I mean, not for like the average consumer, but like that's what Lewis is his name Lewis Hamilton? That's what he drives. He drives a Benz at the Formula One. But yeah, exactly. It's all about the maintenance. So like Mercedes Benz, BMWs, Volkswagens, um, like Jaguars, those kinds of cars, like when it comes to maintenance, it's very expensive. And cars will always have problems. There's never going to be a car with no problems. If somebody says my car had no problems, it's not that it had zero problems. It's just like they were good at maintaining the car. So it had very little problems, like very minor, minuscule problems. Yes. Toyotas, Hondas. I'm curious. What are you gonna tell me? Like Toyotas, Hondas, um, Mazdas. Like Japanese cars tend to like their maintenance tends to be a far less expensive than like the German cars. So if you're gonna own a German car, like, yeah, it's nice. Yeah, they are quality builds. Yes, like they do look good, and I understand like the certain like level of prestige. Okay, never mind. You fixed your statement. What did I say? But like the maintenance is going to be expensive. The parts are going to be expensive, just like unnecessarily expensive. And like if you don't know how to fix your own car, you have to go to a mechanic. And if you go to the dealership, God forbid, like it's going to be more expensive. How are they going to charge for labor? And but if you like, if you know how to fix your own car, thank God for YouTube. Like you can do a lot of that stuff yourself. You can also get like the tools from like Advanced Auto Parts or AutoZone. Like sometimes they'll lend you out tools, I think for free or maybe for like a really cheap price. I think it's free, where you can actually get the stuff fixed yourself. My wife had the same Scion and no issues with issues. I was able to, I was able to fix the issues. Exactly. Like there were like, of course, like the oil change, air filter change, like maintenance. But like you did that so there wouldn't be any major issues. It's laziness and neglect. You're responsible for the safety of others on the road. And speaking for safety of others, the next person I'm about to introduce to the stream is not someone like your girlfriend, your wife is unsafe with the next person who's coming to the stream. So it is your responsibility to not let this man near your girl. He's for the stream. Yes, just like a car, he is for the streets. And like a car, he is fast too. And he will take your girl in the blink of an eye. So I would like you all to welcome the amazing, the smooth talking, the lovable, the absolute joy, the incredibly handsome Toby.
Thank you. Oh man, not safe. It ain't safe. It ain't safe. What did G-Eazy say? It ain't safe for the black or the white girls. So, yeah, I'm here. I'm alive. I was actually just mentioning. I was saying in like the Discord, that we have behind the scenes. I was like, yeah, I literally lost connection to the stream shortly after I made that comment where I was like, I knocked out last week. So,
okay.
Yeah, like I was like listening, then like I lost contact. So, because I had been juggling with a phone call that I had with family, and it had been pushed and pushed. It was supposed to be Sunday. Then, well, we did talk Sunday, and we were supposed to talk yesterday, but it didn't really happen. So I was just like, it has to be today, and I really didn't want it to be today, especially because of the stream. And I always hate having to like try to do things before the stream because inevitably something will run over.
Right. Yeah.
But it is what it is. So yeah, I'm alive. My sleep has been less than great, but it's been kind of better. It's not always great, but I've at least not been waking up. I've been able to sleep at hours that are not as bad as they were in the past few weeks. Typically what will happen is I'll stay up either all night or I will stay up to basically the morning, fall asleep, wake up at some point in the evening. And this shifts multiple periods throughout the day. I've sometimes when I went to bed, I think 6:30 p.m. That's when I slept on Tuesday, which is why I woke up and yeah, it was game over. Other times I might fall asleep around 6, 8 a.m. or even 10 a.m. Wake up late afternoon, early evening. There's times where I literally have like woken up at 1 a.m. before after sleeping at like 5 or 6. It was not good. It was a lot of things that weren't really good. And thankfully, like my work schedule was flexible enough that I was able to do what I need to do, but it was just no bueno. And like I had been like texting people, talking to people, and I would always joke at how crazy my sleep schedule is. But I was like, yeah, I think when I slept through Tuesday, that was kind of like a big wake up call. Like I really need to like reorient some stuff because I've never like it was never that bad where I had slept through like the night. Like maybe I will fall asleep and wake up at 5 or 6 p.m., which isn't great. Like even today I had fallen asleep improperly, and I think I woke up probably around like 6 a.m. And then I was up for a little bit, but then I started getting tired by like 9ish or 8 something. So I went to sleep. And then I woke up, it was like 1 p.m. And I was like, that's fine because I actually got productive things done in that moment of like morning clarity before I decided to go back to sleep. But there are some times where it wasn't that good and I would really sleep later. But I never usually slept until like 10, 11 p.m. or whatever. It happened a few times, but I was like, the fact that I just really slept through this entire stream is like crazy. So like I think I woke up, it was like 10:40, but I was not in a good like mental space. So I was like,
Right, yeah.
when you feel like panicked because you're like, wait, I didn't set an alarm, I didn't blah blah blah. So then I look and I'm like, crap, it's 10:40 or like 11. And at that point, I had nothing to do but go back to sleep, which sounds terrible, but like I couldn't have like in that state gotten myself ready, gotten my computer up if it was even going to work because I didn't actively charge it. So by the time I like really like woke up and was clear, it was easily 11 something or even after 12. So that's when I was like, shoot, that's terrible. So it is what it is. But today was better. Like I said, after being in and out of sleep, going back to bed in the morning, waking up at 1 o'clock, I was like, okay, this is great. I'll easily make it on today. And then I had this nonsense I had to deal with. I shouldn't say that. I was talking to my parents. That's not nonsense. It's just that it wasn't really
pushed.
Yeah, it was pushed. And even at when we started, I was like, okay, we really shouldn't talk past like 8:30, 8:40 at the most because I need to drive home and it's a 20-minute drive. Also, if you notice behind me, that's a whiteboard.
You still at the office?
Huh?
You still at the office?
Yeah, I'm in. I've streamed in this room before actually because it's near my lab. So I used to stream in my office actually quite a lot when we first started doing our live streams because I would be doing work kind of at crazy hours, because of the demand of my previous like the project that during that fiscal year. So I would sometimes be here. Usually I wasn't here. Usually I was in my lab, or that area is a little too open. So I would be in one of those little phone booths, like these tiny little like box type things that you can use. It's been a while since I think I've streamed in this room, maybe since sometime last year. But I was like, at this rate, it's 8:20, 8:30. If I drive home, by the time I get set up, it's going to be 10. At that rate, Ron might actually beat me. And an hour late is just like, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to tough it through. I'm going to stay here, and then I'll drive home. It's only a 20-minute drive, and I shouldn't be too tired.
Okay. No, I appreciate that too. Be like, I get it. Like, you got to do what you got to do. Like,
yeah. And sorry, you had to like hold it down here. I mean, it sounded like you were doing your thing, but still.
Yeah, I mean, thanks to the chat. Like, because if it wasn't for for y'all in the chat, like I would have just been like sweating bullets, like on because I'm like, it's like, okay, like the titles, put your money where your mouth is. I'm like, it's about like financial literacy and like how to like save money. Cause like I was trying to remember like, cause like the Discord wasn't like notifying me. So I didn't even know like you guys were like talking.
Oh, you didn't see our flurry of like things.
Yeah, like maybe, I don't know, like maybe I did, but I probably just clicked like mark as read. And like I probably was like, oh, look at that later and like forgot, or like I don't know what was happening, but it was just like, yeah, I was like, what are we talking about? Like I know, I apologize, y'all. Like sometimes like I could just like not quite be on it like when I should. It's like it's just the fact that I've done improv for a long time that I could just like say things off the cuff and like create a whole stream. But like, it's like, all right, it's like, okay, financial literacy. I'm still not even financially literate.
Literate.
Like, yeah, no, I'm still like sucking on that, but I do know what to do. It's just like it's sad because like sometimes you need money to do these things. But
Yeah.
like budgeting, like we were talking about car maintenance and things like that. Um like as you know, I've been going back into the office, like a few days out of the week now. And I just like forgot just like how draining it is in terms of money. Like, because of like gas, tolls, like I have to, I pretty much like no matter which way I take, I would probably gonna have to take like a toll road. And I was just thinking like how I'd always be doing that. But like when I first started, like my mom was living with me. Like I'm just like now realizing like my mom was living with me. So I had essentially like another income in the house, but she didn't pay any of the bills. I paid all of them. But she always bought groceries and like, cooked. And that is an expense. Like she was of course saving a lot of money, but she still has to, like groceries and cooking, like that's still like, like brain management, time management, thought like money management. So like, just taking care of like your one self is so hard. Work on my wife's car. My car takes time too. Yeah, exactly. Yes, time and money. Time and money is like everything.
Mm.
Like, um, yeah, cause I feel like if one thing slips through the cracks, like both slip through the cracks. Like if you forget to pack lunch for work, then you have to buy lunch, and that's like an expense. Um, yeah, it is hard to scale individual meals. Like not like for real. Like that's another thing too. Like meal prepping is like I don't know, gonna have to be like my freaking like mantra for like the foreseeable future. Um, like I don't know, like things are just like suddenly stressful, and it's all just because of like money.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do I think I'm gonna be okay? Yeah, I just have to like, pay off this credit card, and it's gonna take some time, but it's just gonna take time, and then afterwards I can kind of like recalibrate a bit and just kind of figure out like my actual true expenses. But it's just like these surprise annoying expenses, and like cars are just always a massive one. Like the expense of just cars and car maintenance is always just like a massive annoying expense. Like that's such a weird hard thing to budget for. Like then you have leftover ingredients gotta use before it goes bad, and just complicates what you gotta get next time. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Like don't even get me started with like salads, because like I never buy like the romaine lettuce. I always buy like the package of like the mixed salads. Like not super mixed, like it doesn't have like the dressing and like like the accoutrements in it. Like not like those packaged salads that are like an actual like lunch. I'm talking about just the salad like in the plastic containers. And like when they say like best if used by this date, they really mean that date. Like there's usually like other things where you could probably like wait like a day or so, or like, and it's like not that bad, but like if it goes bad March 28th, it is bad. Like you might be able to like squeeze a day sometimes depending on the brand and like and stuff, but like 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 when the salad goes bad, it just goes bad. It's just disgusting, man. That's what feels good at the supermarket. I get that too. Sometimes you gotta treat yourself at this, like, I don't know, like, I don't know, adulthood. There's very few places and times to really treat yourself, and I feel like the supermarket's one of those places. Like, I like to buy like chocolate sometimes, just like a little treat. But yeah, I've been going to like cheaper supermarkets lately. Like before, I would just pretty much just go to Publix because it was, always nearby and I just knew where everything was. But after a while, I was like, like this is just getting way too expensive. Like for a little while, I'd say for a good while, probably like a year now, I was going to Whole Foods for the meats because I felt like the meat tasted better at Whole Foods. But like it was expensive. And also I like how they package them too. So that made things easier. But now I'm going to like this supermarket that kind of specializes with like meats and stuff. That's just like a lot cheaper. Like they even sell like avocados and like a lot of produce for a lot cheaper too. And I'm like, I don't care if it's organic. I don't care if it's grass fed. I don't care anymore. It's just I need to save money. I need to eat. And yeah, like it's kind of nice because it's been making me like cook more meat and like more stuff. So like I can meal prep better. I got myself hey Mish, it's good to see you.
Salt, yes, that.
Mish C2 salt.
I'll see too. So yeah,
Yes.
thank you for popping by.
What? You see your supermarket out your window right now? Dang. No, man. All I can see is like my patio and then the pool. Mish. Big
Could I see?
Mish. Larry Hoover.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's the lyric? Oh my god, that is amazing. One nation under God. Yeah, I mean the meal prep thing. I think I even came in the middle of sort of. Well, at least I started seeing comments in the chat, and I was like, "Wait, was this what we were talking about?" I'm mostly just kind of listening. But I've not really been consistently grocery shopping. I did make food runs today to grab like some of it was free, some of it was not. This Chipotle is I mean I paid for it, but I got free guac for my birthday.
Hey.
I got free Qdoba. Hold on. No, don't. These chips started to spill. I got free Qdoba. It was free queso. The queso might not be here. Oh, it's right here. So yeah, I got free queso and chips. So that was cool. And I got some other stuff.
Nice. Got that fancy H Mart. What's H Mart?
I've heard of, that's like an Asian mart, I believe. Yeah, I remember hearing about them.
Asian Mart, okay.
Yeah, man hasn't paid full price for a meal this month. I'm dead. Yeah, because Instagram, I usually don't post as much on there. But I've been posting more. I need it because I always post. Snap is always like my first, like it's just very easy and just like super quick. Like Instagram I find a little bit more annoying to use in some ways, but Snapchat usually is very quick and like dirty, just to like fire off something. I guess the way people use Twitter, where it's like I'm just gonna fire off a tweet.
Right.
But I do that with Snap. So Instagram, I do post some stuff. Like there's been some of my food adventures. I've been getting either free or discounted stuff. And yeah, so thank you, Misha. I appreciate that. And these are, of course, places you're going to be somewhat familiar with. Well, obviously, national chains, everyone knows, but even like the local places, like there's some like Massachusetts based or like New England based, maybe like Legal Seafood.
Mhm.
There's some interesting stuff that like I've been able to find deals for. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know y'all had an account. So I just like scoured a bunch of things, and I was like, I'm gonna make an account for all of these restaurants if I already haven't. I even made like a Sephora account, and I got free Sephora. Um, I had to pay for something, so I bought like this Brazilian bum cream, which is pretty popular.
Mhm.
But I got like a free little like I don't remember what they called it, but I was like, okay, bet we're gonna take advantage of everything. So I got something else, Popeyes. They gave me a free side, so I got rice and beans for free, and I was like, you know what, let me pay for something
Okay.
because I might as well. That's how they get you. They want you to spend money on something. But all of these things expire on the 31st, and I'm gonna run out of, of days to use them all. I have to go get my free Red Robin burger, or they give you $15. They used to give you a free burger, now they just give you like a $15 off, which is still pretty freaking good. IHOP gives you like these free pancakes. They've restructured the reward program, so it's not like just a free pancake. They give you like these pan coins. So now you have like these coins that you get and you can redeem them. But the amount of coins I have, I can get like a full stack of pancakes and get something else.
Hey.
So I need to use those tomorrow. PF Chang's gives you a free appetizer or dessert. Maggiano's, which might be a Boston-based Italian place, I don't think it's a birthday deal. I think that one's just signing up for an account. You get like a $10 off. I mean, Maggiano is going to be probably pretty expensive because it is nice Italian food, but I've been hearing it's pretty good. So I need to go to Maggiano, PF Chang, Red Robin, IHOP between tomorrow and Friday. And then maybe if I want, I can go pick up. I was supposed to get some pizza yesterday. Not pizza, but like breadsticks for free from Pizza Hut yesterday, but didn't work out. So I need to go do that maybe. I don't even know if I care enough at this point.
I know you can get a free sauce from Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
And you can get a free sub from Firehouse Subs.
Yes.
And I got a free sub from Jersey Mike's because my niece did that.
Yeah, I got Jersey Mike's. I don't think we have Firehouse Subs around here, sadly. I'm just grabbing some water because boy.
So Toby, you got two things. Mish wants to know more about your Brazilian bum cream. I think it's bump cream, right?
No, it's bum.
It's really for your bum?
Apparently, but like it's like a full body type of lotion.
Okay.
Kind of like reminds me of cocoa butter. The color is that yellowish. The consistency as well.
And then Chad said, "Is Maggiano's?" I figured. I was like, I don't think it's Maggiano's.
I don't know.
Maggiano's.
So yeah, I didn't know if that was a chain or if that was more localized around here because Boston loves their Irish and Italians.
Maggiano's Little Italy.
Yeah, that's it.
Is there any nearby? I mean, because I feel like I've heard of that. Where is it? Oh yeah, there's one in Boca. Okay. So it's like
okay, so I guess it is all over the place. Fair enough.
Yeah, because like I'm pretty sure I've heard of that. Yeah. Okay. No, like that's awesome. I think getting like the free stuff is fun. I haven't done that. I've barely have done that. I've always think about it, but like I didn't know. I thought you had to get it like the day of, but I didn't know you could just like redeem it for another day.
So a lot of them will be valid within the month, or it will be within a week before and after your birthday. There are some that are rarely just the day, but usually there'll be like within the month or within a 30-day stretch or something. Sometimes within 2 weeks. Like there were some technically that expired, but I could like Red Lobster. I could have gotten like a free side or something, but there's no Red Lobsters near me. So I was like, and that expired like on the 25th. So I was like, there's no way I can like use this. There's like other restaurants like Bojangles. I don't have a Bojangles near me. So it's just like, well, but half of these are going down the trash. But I mean, not really, because one, I mean, I'm not paying to get these rewards, but two, since I don't have them near me, it's not like I'm that pressed. I was just, I'm just curious. I'm curious to see what people have to offer. So yeah, that's my meal prep. I've been
that meal prep can't last you very long though, unless you have a birthday every month.
No, and I mean even the whole month, like it's not sustainable to use the whole month, but it is nice because I don't want to like buy stuff and then it gets bad. Kind of like what I was seeing in the chat. I think people talking about ingredients and then you'd have disproportionate whatevers. I have stuff I need to use and cook, get rid of, and that'll help me sort of see my inventory because I've been dealing with moving, and so getting rid of stuff that I have in my fridge and like things that I don't like, I don't want to like buy a bunch of new groceries, even though I still have over a month before technically the move is supposed to happen. I don't want to like get too entangled, but I digress.
So Toby, would you like to do the honors of introducing our third and final host?
Our third and final host, yes. This person. Today we've flipped the rules a little bit, but this person usually is always first because they are just that much of a speed demon, speed runner, whatever you want to call them. They're always there and available, always active, doing every role and hat you can imagine. I've never played Super Mario Odyssey, but I imagine the game was built after Ron with a number of hats that Mario can wear and a number of hats that Ron gets to wear. Oops, I didn't mean to say a name, but it's okay. You didn't hear that. This person should win probably principal. They're not even principal, but they should win basically this role of the year, father of the year, pastor of the year, all of the things, just making an impact in the community the best that they can. Very much an inspiration, but then also not to be trifled with. They have real experience out here, and if you mess with their family or whatever, he's gonna come after you, and you're not gonna like it. Like Liam Neeson, that kind of level. So don't mess with the people they love, but also just know that they're a great person to kick it with, make jokes with, and have a good time with, and you'll be all right. And so now we round out the trio and bring that energy onto the stream with the lovely, illustrious, bodacious, whatever word you want to use, Ron the Dom.
I'll take it. Oh my God.
Olivia
That man said, I'm being Liam Neeson in these streets. But you know what? That's about accurate. That's about accurate.
I was gonna help. Sarah walked over.
That is accurate. And your sub chat. Like we got Gil, we got Mish, we got Chad. Who else is in here? Oh man.
I think that's been it for who's been speaking. Like we do have some other like viewers.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. But yeah.
Kind of. No. Oh man. Let's see. The oldest son had his track meet. We just got in, so everybody's pretty much kind of like unwinding down for the time being, which is cool, which is great. Oldest, he actually did fairly well. 3 out of the 4 events that he ran in, he took first place. Especially the 100-meter dash, he took first. And even then, like his rival for like the past 3 years, they've always been rivals since the past 3 years as far as running track goes. He actually beat him this time in a 100-meter dash. He beat him. In the 200-meter dash, as far as time wise go, he tied for third. He tied for third, so that's pretty cool. I'm like, okay, cool, great. So kudos to him. But then again, it just pretty much sets the bar from him as far as what he needs to do in order for him to get better as the season progresses. So kudos to him. And then I know my daughter, she is going to be starting not next week because next week is spring break, but the week after. Hey, Mish.
Yeah.
Hey.
I was gonna give me love.
Oh yeah, I gotta give Mish love. And so she's gonna be starting in 2 weeks, but during spring break, I told her that I'll be helping her with her conditioning because she missed she missed a whole week as far as practice goes. She missed a week of that. So I'm gonna help her pretty much get ready for her track meet the week after spring break. Again, she's going to be facing one of the rival schools here in town, which is pretty cool. And even in the rival schools, they're pretty much evenly matched. Very much evenly matched. They have really good sprinters, really, really good distance runners. And the middle school that she runs for, again, same thing. Really good distance runners, really good sprinters. And so it's going to be a really good meet all around. It's going to be a good meet. I can't wait. So I'm gonna be doing that. And then for those of you guys who don't know, my grandmother, she celebrated her 81st birthday this past Sunday, which and again it's just kind of fun because not only was she able to see, of course, my mom, I was there along with my nieces and nephews, so her great grandchildren are all there. And it was just really good to see a lot of the people come out, a lot of the family to come out and just have fun with her and support her and everything else. So it was cool. And so I know we did it like a potluck style. So I made the family favorite broccoli salad, and so that turned out to be very good. And then for the most part, we've just been chilling, been laying low. So yeah. That's just, pretty much wrap up everything that I've been going through.
Yeah.
No, solid.
So
Yeah, I just know the week after spring break, holy crap, going to be stupid busy because, of course, like I said, not only is my son is in track, but my daughter, she's in track. And so a lot of times they tend to alternate days as far as who runs and who has practice. And so I know days where she has practice, that's when he has his meets. And typically the days when he has practice, she has her meets. So this year is going to be pretty busy. Going to be doing a lot of traveling for this first year. So nice.
Okay.
nice.
That's solid.
Oh yeah. But other than that, looks like everybody is good. It's good to see everybody. And in the words of my great grandmother before she passed, it's also good to be seen.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It is very true. It's also good to know that you are seen.
Yes. Because there's a whole lot of people that don't want to see you.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's good or whether it's for good things or whether it's for bad things. If they don't want to see you, they'll let you know. They will let you know in a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ron, while you were talking about your two kids who are in track right now,
Mm-hmm.
I did want to ask, since the topic is about financial literacy and just ways to invest in budget.
Mm-hmm.
I guess trying to say how to like ask this question. Like, how do you budget with kids essentially? Like,
No, that's a very valid question. Very valid question.
uh,
I guess a lot of it has to do with planning and just
okay.
making sure that they have everything they need prior to the events. So, like, of course, as far as like shoes and spikes goes, that's normally like the most expensive thing to buy. The shoes and the spikes and those are probably like the most expensive thing. But luckily, we only had to buy one pair of track shoes, which my son he's wearing. He had the same ones he had. Well, the ones that he has now was the same ones that I bought him last year, and so he gave his old pair to his sister, and his sister can wear his shoes, his size shoes. So it's cool. So it
Oh,
worked out.
okay.
It,
That's,
worked,
that's
it
good.
works out. It works out a lot. But I also know that eventually we'll probably end up messing around and buy her own pair pretty much off season, where a lot of the times track shoes they go on clearance as it is anyways because it's out of season.
Mhm.
So just making sure that we get her a pair that she can grow into, that she can wear, and even then knowing that she's not done growing. She's not done growing. So even if we get her a pair that'll last her for the next 2 years of her middle school track career and possibly the beginning part of her high school track career, that'd be great. But at the same time, again, understanding that she's still not done growing yet, I'm looking at paying a little bit more, which I'm okay with, which I am definitely okay with. I know that I had to buy her. I know I got to buy her black shorts so she can run in. I already bought her uniform top and whatnot. So that was pretty much easy. And even then, with the shorts, they could just be plain black running shorts. And call it a day. And usually we can usually find those on sale on clearance and whatnot. But
Mm.
just setting that budget up is tremendous. Is and it works. And it works. And then again, like a lot of times, we will go find deals where it's like, hey, water bottles are like 30% off, or buy one, get one, not necessarily free, but buy one, get one 20% off, 30% off, those kind of deals. So at least that way we can stock up ahead of time. And it just utilizing a lot of the in-store discount programs that help save a lot of money too as well. I know the regional grocery store here, Meyer, we
Mhm.
have this thing called M Perks. And so a lot of times I'll save up my M Perks and the rewards I can redeem to get like $1 off my whole cart, or $2 off, or $3 off, or $4 off, $5 off. Or even then they may have a coupon where, well, actually I just got one today where you get 50% off of, you know, any shoes. And that's including the clearance section too as well. So that's a cool to be able to do that as well. And just find like little perks here and there, little knickknacks that are like member specific that you can get. And again, that saves a lot of money as well. I know with me working for the school district, we also have a discount program through Dunham's. Again, uh, regional, another regional store chain here, where when I got hired in, I got a discount card through them. And so one of the workers is like, "Hey, how did you get that discount card?" Like, "Oh, I work for the school system, and this was in my welcome packet." It's like, "Really?" It's like, "Yeah." He said, "I'm surprised that." He said, "I'm surprised because I don't see those cards often." I was like, "You- "You're pretty much one of the stores I frequent the most." And so when I saw that in my welcome packet or my onboarding packet, I was like, "Sweet, let's do it."
Mm.
You
Mm.
know. And so he was like, "Okay, cool." And so I'm able to like save that way on top of again member specific perks and whatnots that comes out, able to save money as well that way. So always looking for deals, always looking for bargains. And even if I have to go through Amazon, which, I pay for the Prime, which is okay. And I'm okay with that. I can do it that way. Or like, I think with my oldest, we got his shoes through Poshmark. Somebody had them, you know, for like pennies on the dollar. And the same shoes that we got him went online just to do some research. They're about $30 more than what I paid through Poshmark, and
Nice.
that was including the shipping too as well. Like sold, like I would not bat an eye. Like yes, if I had to do it again, I sure enough would. Yes, I would. Yes, I would. Yes, I would. So even then, just finding like different websites, different perks, different stores, boutiques, whatever the case may be, to help you save more money, go for it. And then again, a lot of times, even if you do pay for the upfront costs, like right then and there, just knowing that even if you get like 2, 3 good wears or 2, 3 good seasons out those shoes, it pays for itself.
Right,
It
right.
literally pays for itself. And even then, coming from when I first started running track, the first time my mom bought me and my brother a pair of spikes, they weren't cheap. They were not cheap, not at all. And even then, by that time, we were kind of like in that weird, awkward stage where we were still growing, but also at the same time, we were going to also stop growing too as well. And so it was hard to find shoes within my shoe size. I wear size 13. So there's been times where we would go to like 4 or 5 different stores and say, hey, do you have a size 13 in this shoe? And a lot of times they'd be like, no, because we don't necessarily carry those shoes in stock, or we don't necessarily have those in our inventory because not a lot of people wear size 13. Like we said 12, sure. 11, definitely. 10, we got a bunch of them. Those sizes, yes, but a 13, no. Even then, my brother, he wears a 14. And so he pretty much has to order his shoes exclusively online. He may run into a store that may have his shoe size in stock, but then again, he's paying a little bit more to get them because they got them in stock. But over time, and then again, over the long run and the long haul, he saves a lot more because he doesn't have to go out and buy another pair of shoes if he doesn't want to.
Right. No,
Yeah.
like,
So go ahead, El.
like it's true. Like there, like you got to know like which certain things you have to spend the money on, and like like you could definitely like maybe like save up points, maybe like through Amazon, or like if you return something, you might have like some money in like your gift card thing that you use to return it and get the gift card or money. Just like kind of save money that way in terms of getting like a higher quality thing.
Agreed.
Because like you're gonna end up spending a lot more if you're buying like the cheap thing over and over and over again, because it just keeps breaking or it just keeps falling apart after use. Like,
Agreed.
it's painful to like purchase the expensive thing, but like it just like your quality of life and just like knowing that like you're just making that one massive purchase is just better than making like a bunch of like small annoying purchases that's gonna just like really bother you and annoy you, like it's going to like inevitably bother you and annoy you.
Agreed. No, I agree with you. I agree with you. And even then, I pretty much tell everybody this much. I'm the type of guy where I value quality over quantity any day. Like if the quality of the product that I'm buying matches the price tag and I know that it's going to last a while, I'll buy it. I'll buy it. And I won't bat an eye about it. Like, again, prime example, when I started working at a manufacturing plant, and I was the um, I was running maintenance. One of the guys that one of the guys that was on the maintenance team, he has his own side business where he sold Milwaukee tools, and so he basically said, like, he said, listen, for a Christmas present, I'm willing to sell you, this starter kit for Milwaukee tools and whatnot. I was like, okay. I'm like, well, how much are they? He said, well, for you, I'll give you a discount. I'll give you a discount, and you pay me whenever. He said, once everything is all set in full, come Christmas time, here you go. So I'm like, okay, cool, great. So I paid him off and everything else. But when I got my tool bag with my Milwaukee tools, it came with a tool bag. It came with a drill, socket, a battery, charging pack, and then also on the inside was the Milwaukee Shockwave tool bit set. So I'm like, cool. And it was like, yeah, he was like, you could use, he said, that one battery, you could use that one battery for whatever Milwaukee tool that you have, and you're good. I was like, really? He's like, yeah. So every time I go to the store, I made it a point to try to buy as much as the Milwaukee products as possible, because I already have like 3 batteries. Well, I bought 2 more batteries, and with those 2 batteries, I pretty much I'll have one charge, one in the tool that I'm using, and then the other one is in my tool bag as a backup. And so that way, as I'm working around the house doing whatever I need to do, if one battery dies, I have one in backup, and I swap that one in. And then my other one, it's a smaller one, but I use that for just in case if both of my batteries go down at the same exact time, and I don't necessarily have time to charge. That small one comes in handy, and then that way I'm able to pretty much continue doing what I'm doing, and it's been phenomenal. I haven't blinked, looked back. I know a lot of people's like, well, why did you get Milwaukee and this, that, and the third? Like, well, I mean, the quality is good. Like,
They're fantastic.
Yeah.
Like the desk that this laptop and everything is on. I borrowed my Milwaukee tools from my brother-in-law
Mm-hmm.
to actually put together the standing desk, and I was able to just do it myself. I was like, and I know for a fact that my brother-in-law knows his shit when it comes to
Yes.
tools, because he, him and his wife, my sister, they own a few rental properties that they fix up, sometimes themselves, or they definitely have contractor friends, but he knows how to build things. He would see a really cool wooden chair and then just go build it himself. So he knows his shit. So
Nice.
so I was like, when you mentioned Milwaukee, I was like, oh, that's solid. You are good.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes. Yes. And even then, I bought 3 pair. Well, I bought a pack of the Milwaukee work gloves, and I use those around the house. And my daughter, she has a pair, just because, again, she does stuff around the house as well. She likes to tinker with stuff, and so there's been times where if I'm working on my car, she's right out there with me, watching, seeing what's going on. Or if I'm building something, she's normally there, right there with me, watching me, or even like, hey, can I help? Like, sure, go for it. I mean, there's been times where she's like, hey, Dad, I'm gonna use your tool bag so I can fix my bike, or hey, Dad, I'm gonna use your tool bag so I can take apart my dress or put something together and whatnot. I'm like, okay, make sure you got your gloves and have at it. Make sure the batteries are charged. If they're not charged, let me know. I'll put them on charge so that way you can have them. And I try to buy a lot of stuff that's Milwaukee based because, again, like you said, good quality.
Mhm.
I will pay quality over quantity any day of the week. And again, my tools, I've had them for the majority of them. I've had them for at least 2 years, at the very least. they're still working like a charm.
Oh hell yeah, that's nothing. Like what Gil said, I want to highlight again. That has a good warranty too.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I remember one time, like years ago, my dad told me like he got his tools from Sears because Sears just had like a fantastic warranty. You know, like if anything happens, you could always just go and just pretty much just get a tool, like, you know, like it's nothing. And, you know, my whole life, my dad was a mechanic. Like he fixed copiers and printers, like at, you know, very, you know, like business locations and things like that. So, you know, of course, you needed tools, and also, you know, like you fix it, you know, he knew how to like fix cars and things like that. And like, you know, like I was saying on the stream earlier that like car troubles was like my family's greatest pastime growing up, because there would always be like some car BS, and like, you know, and yeah, like sometimes it'd be like pulling teeth at times, but like he would fix it. You know, like it sounds shitty to me, but I can't, like, you know, go more than like 2 minutes of just speaking positively about my dad, because there's always like some caveat. So like, I wish there wasn't. I really do. I really wish there was. I could just say something just beginning, middle, and end, and it was fine. But like, but yeah, like, so like it was always like nice, you know, to have, you know, somebody, especially that you live with, that can fix cars. But like, you know, like you know, YouTube, of course, is, you know, a great resource in order to fix things, to learn how to fix things. But like, you also need like the tools to do like the serious stuff. Like, you know, like yesterday I changed my cabin air filter because you don't need anything. It's not like a real thing. It's just changing a filter. But you know, like, you know, I'm thinking like, I'm glad that my car is like much newer, but it's like, you know, when shit's gonna start hitting the fan, it's like, great, now I gotta like fix it myself. Like, unfortunately, my boyfriend is, you know, pretty handy, but like, it's like, well, I still gotta like rely on myself, because he's not like my husband, you know. Like, he's not.
Gotcha.
You know, he's not like my forever live-in roommate or something. Like, he's just always going to be down to fix my car. It's just, you know, like he's my boyfriend as of right now. So, I do have like some tools, but it's like really like basic tools. You know, it's like, oh, this, you know, like this thing is getting loose, like this, you know, like this door handle. Let me use like a Phillips screwdriver, you know, to tighten it. Like that's like the extent of my, you know, misfix it around the house. It's still something. Like, it does make me feel good because it's important. But I would like to get like a very good quality like toolkit.
Yes.
Because, you know, sometimes, you know, like, you know, if I want to like hang shelves, like I have, you know, a few guy friends who are very handy, which, you know, I love and appreciate. And I know that they would, you know, and also my boyfriend, like they would come over in a second to hang shelves if I want to, but it's just kind of like annoying to always have to like rely on someone to do something in your own home, you know?
Right.
I see that, yeah.
Because that's, you know, that could be costly too. Like, for example, like as of late, you know, probably like twice a year or so, like my AC would kind of like start acting up. And it's always like the same thing. I just need to blow out the line. And Toby, are they trying to tell you that you gotta go home?
No, I think it's just that the lack of motion. Because I was like, what's that little beeping sound? But I think that beeping sound was like motion not detected. But it's okay. I'll figure it out.
Okay. Yeah, like, so it was kind of annoying, like having like my friend come over and fix it, because like I would have to like pay him, and like I'm not saying he's like not deserving. It's just like when you know what to do, but you can't do it because you don't have the things. Like so yeah. So he left me like this little piece, like this little thing, like a little like connector to put like the hose on like the pipe, the line for the AC. Um, so it's like, okay, nice. Now I know what I could do. So I can do this by myself next time, or just like have a friend hold one part of the thing while I turn on the hose. But I forgot what I was gonna. Yeah, like learning how to fix your own things is also like a great way to save money. Having connections to people is also a great way. Being knowledgeable, a boyfriend warranty, aka marriage. Like being knowledgeable of like the things that may be going on, like especially if it's like your car.
Mhm.
You could go to like Advanced Auto Parts or AutoZone, or any like like a lot of car parts places. I'm sure have like that. I can't remember what the tool is called, but like if you get like any warning signs on your car, like they can plug in this thing to read like what's going on. Sometimes you could just Google it nowadays, but like sometimes they could also read other things. They could read like your battery life.
Right.
Like they could read like, so if it's like, hey, I have tools at home and at work and tool in the truck. Oh, so you have tools just everywhere.
Mhm.
That's actually really smart. Yeah, because Lord knows I'm not like I. I kind of just have enough to get by, I guess, but not really emergency equipped.
No, it's true. Like that is good to have like tools everywhere.
Yes.
But what was I? I can't remember what I was trying to get at the
You
end.
said, hey, I don't know what actually. I'm trying to remember what you were.
I was like, yeah. I mean, like it's just better to like know how to fix certain things, like especially around the car, because like
Hmm.
that's gonna happen eventually. Like like just like cheaper ways of figuring out what's going on with your car. Like the thing that I mentioned that they plug into the cars at like AutoZone or Advanced Auto Parts is free. Um, you don't have to you don't have to pay for anything. You can also like borrow tools from them, I think, and I think that's also free. Sometimes like they put on certain things for you, like your windshield wipers, for example. Like sometimes they'll put that on for you. I don't know if it's just because I'm a woman they do that for me, but like I could be speaking of from a place of privilege. Um, who makes matter this number in case I have a mental break? That's good. That is also solid. Yes, our friends and family are also, yeah. No, absolutely. Like it's great to have a network of people because that could save you a lot of money because
Mhm.
talk to people about your problems. It's good to talk to people about your financial problems too. Like I know it might be embarrassing, but sometimes like talking about it, you can realize like oh snap, I might be getting paid too little. Like my friend made know of a good job opening at their company, or like their significant other might be working at a company, and like they might be like a hiring manager, like their friend might be a hiring manager or something. Like you never know. Last year, I've had two friends ask me for help for like writing their resume, and I was able to help them, and because I helped them with resume writing, they're able to get jobs. So like you may have the skill set, but you may not know how to articulate it in a way that Because like when you submit your resume, half the time they put it through like a filter, and they're just like this AI or like like this program, and it just pretty much searches for certain words, and you may not have the words on your resume. Like you might feel like nervous, you might be like skating around the words, but it's like the resume is your time to like really like shine, trying to say your stuff. So it doesn't hurt to just maybe show your resume to a friend or a few friends and be like, hey, I'm trying to find a better job, or how can I help me like word this, or things like that. I actually know someone who is a professional resume writer. Yeah, like
Oh wow. Okay.
yeah, so people pay her to help them write their resume. And it's like that's a pretty cool job. I'm out here just doing it for free. But I would say it's worth it. I would say it's worth, it would depend. You were saying something about advanced auto parts and a tool to plug into your car to monitor stuff. Oh, yeah. I forgot what the thing is called. But yeah, like I think it's a there's a giant tool. I think it's good to like like depending on like what it is, like if you took like a massively long break, or in employment, maybe getting a resume writer might help. Or if like you're really trying to like especially get into like the 6-figure careers, like getting a resume writer, like definitely I would say is very helpful, especially like if you're at a company for a really long time and you eventually get to 6 figures, but now you're getting tired and you want to move to another company, or you sadly got laid off and you've just been really complacent in your company, and you're like, I didn't know I needed to write a resume. I've been at this company for 15 years, but that's like, now I gotta go somewhere and get like a really good, salary as well. So I would recommend that. It does take money to make money, and like there are things where we might be really stubborn in terms of paying for things, but like sometimes it is just definitely worth it. For example, one thing I'm going to be doing is like I'm looking to get certified in a particular Salesforce Marketing Cloud certification, and just for me, because just to I don't want to. I feel like I'm getting kind of complacent, and I just need to get out of that. So I never taken like a certification exam, and I hear that this one is like very hard, so I'm not excited about it. But like the practice test costs $20, which will give me like a really good idea of like what's going to be on the actual exam, which costs $200. So do I want to spend money on the practice exam? No. But do I want to waste money and possibly fail the actual exam? Also, no. So I'd rather take the $20, see see how the test is going to be, see where I'm at. I'm probably gonna do it in maybe like 2-3 weeks, just to see where I'm at, and then be like, okay, this is how the test is going to be. Study some more. Study especially the parts that I probably got wrong. I don't know if they're going to give me the test back so I can look it over. I really hope so, but
That would be good. Yeah.
I don't know if they're just trying to make money off of people. I'm just like, nope, you're SOL. You should have a look. Which could also be the case too.
Yeah.
So I'm not looking forward to spending the money, even though it's just $20. But if it's gonna help like my career, my future, it's like, what, I gotta get over that, because I was never really too keen on having to spend money on certifications. But I gotta up my skill set, and I gotta just work on myself.
Right.
So I guess I should look at it as just like investing in myself.
No, agreed. I definitely agree. I definitely agree with you, because what you're saying is more so about the cost and actually looking at what's it going to cost you in order for you to get ahead. And that's one thing I myself, I all before I make a decision, like, okay, what is it going to cost? What is it going to cost me? Not just in a financial aspect, but in all areas and in all aspects of my life, because I'm going to pay something, and whether it's going to be, in a form of money, I'm going to pay for it, or what's going to be in a form of time, I'm going to have to pay for it. I'm going to have to do it some way. I'm going to have to put that cost up and say, is it really worth it for me to go through the decision, yes or no? And a lot of times I'm like, okay, I'm outweighing my costs, and if there's more benefits that's going to outweigh the cost, which and again is going to make me a little bit more profitable, go for it. Go for it.
Yeah.
Yes, agreed. Again, case in point. Just what Gil said, case in point. Case in point. And sometimes, that extra boost to be like, okay, if I know I need to do this, I need to go ahead and get this done now, then go for it. Go for it, especially if there's more profits for you to gain. Definitely go for it. Definitely go for it.
Yeah. 'Cause I definitely just need to widen my skill set. Like, do I see, like opportunities at my current job? Like, yeah, I do. But like, it's just kind of, it's just literally just something for me. It's not like, like even if I get the certification, just like and never use it, it's fine. Like it's just. It's just something that I feel like I just kind of need to do because I just, I don't want to like be complacent because like that's being complacent and being comfortable is a very scary place.
Yes. No, I agree. I agree.
Right. You don't realize that you're there until like, it's like, I don't know, things start to get like boring, safe, like repetitive, redundant. It's like, yeah, a win's a win. What? Yeah. Also, just like finding time to study too is like it's hard. Like that. It is kind of like fun because I can't remember the last time I've taken a test, like, but actually like studied for a test. Like I was like, my final exam in college was my final exam, like
literally,
yeah. Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be fun. Like, I really like. I was talking to my friend the other day, like, because she said she's gonna help me too, because she has a certification and she's like more in that world than I am. And she was like saying like, yeah, get like note cards, like the. I was like, yeah, note cards. I totally forgot about that studying strategy. The very obvious one. I was like, okay, like I forgot that you can make studying fun. So I'm gonna try and make studying fun.
Make studying fun again.
Make studying fun again, is that what you said? Great. Yeah. But it'll be helpful, especially when you're like physically writing. I don't know about you, but when I physically write something down, I remember it better. So I'm gonna physically write down these. Like I guess I'll get some colorful note cards because that's what she had, which was also smart too. Because like you could be like, oh, The green note cards are for these kinds of questions, or these. The blue note cards will be for these kinds of questions, and so on and so forth. Like that is so genius.
Mhm.
So,
Yep. No, I agree with you. I
um,
agree. Ooh, excuse me. No, I think that's a very smart idea. And even then, because of the fact that you know how you're going to organize those questions, it just means that you're going to be very organized. And
mhm,
you can actually help increase your study time a lot. Or not necessarily increase it, but more so decrease it. Because even let's say you took the practice test and you got something wrong and it's in a specific area and you have the specific color that matches that specific area, you just go through it. But at the same time, just make sure you incorporate all the other areas so that way you don't lose that information while you're just so focused on just this one area. But
right,
again, focus on the problem area that you got, and then just to kind of go through and still you know learn and remember all your other areas as well. That's going to help benefit you tremendously.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. No, true. Efficiency.
Yes. Oh yeah.
This kind of goes
Agreed.
back to what Gil was saying, time and money. Because when things are efficient, like when you definitely have like a well-oiled machine of things, and like you always know how much money you have, you always know how much money you're saving, you always know how much money you're spending,
Hmm.
and it's like if it's like, I mean, it's hard to form like that kind of habit though, just to like, all right, I'm gonna buy these things consistently, or like maybe like you can mix and match around a little bit, especially when it comes to food, because it's like the constant thing.
Hmm. Hmm.
If it's like, okay, I'm gonna always have to go to like this gas station because it's cheaper or something. Like, yeah, like when you just keep consistent on things and like stay on like a routine, especially, and also like things tend to go well, go better.
Yes.
Also, and this will be my last point. Um, don't forget to like invest in fun, because if and
Mhm.
like I've definitely been there, and I always have to like pull myself out of it, where
Hmm.
you start to stress out of having it's like, oh, I'm low on money, I'm this and that, when you could probably find like fun, cheaper, free things to do. Like one of the things I do enjoy about the pool is that it's free. I have a
Hmm.
key to the pool. I give every owner the key to the pool. So I can just go to the pool. And, it's like a workout, which is always fun.
Hmm.
Going for walks, going for runs, because like exercise does make you happier, but it's also sometimes, you can exercise for free. People sometimes go to like playgrounds where they have like the monkey bars and do like pull-ups. So sometimes places just have pull-up bars.
Hmm.
Um, like you could, I don't know, sometimes race your friends, like, a foot race. You may have like amenities in your apartment complex that you know it's there, but you just don't go to it because you just
Hmm.
know it's there. Those kinds of things. Like, you might have like tennis or,
Yeah.
like, I don't know, y'all are up north, so y'all probably won't have like beach volleyball, but
You said what now?
beach volleyball.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Okay,
I
yeah,
guess
the courts, the beach volleyball courts, like the sand and stuff.
I guess like as a complex, yeah, I guess I don't see that. Like my dorm had that back in college. I mean, Maryland, we definitely get all sides of weather. But that's an interesting one. We do have grills. I mean, we still have outdoor amenities like grills, the outdoor pool when, of course, the weather makes sense. Sometimes you have a little playground type stuff. But I don't mean to cut too much away from what you're saying, but like I do remember my first complex had stuff, and I didn't really get to use any of them. Partially because I wasn't really having guests over, and I just didn't care enough. But then my last complex, we had markedly less things. But I made it a point to have people over use the pool. And that's really the only main amenity that we had. And then my current complex has it had grills, it had patios connected to the leasing office, and I actually was able to like have people over. I mean, for better or for worse, because the way some things turned out. But it was still fun to explore, some of those amenities and be like, hey, we actually have stuff here. Why don't we actually go and use it? Even though I'm trying to scale down, I'm really trying to not pay money for amenities I'm not using. But when you do have something, why not take advantage of it, right? Resources in your community, I'm sure, like parks and public places that you have access to and just haven't used. Like a library. I can't remember the last time I've been inside of one of those, which is not good. But
no, same.
it is what it is.
And like, doing doing like free things with friends, like going to like the library with friends, friends coming over to play video games, like that's free. Because I feel like when it comes to like doing something, it always has to be like something like regarding money, like whether it's like, oh, you're going out for a drink, you're going to get, grab dinner, you're going to get coffee, like there's always like a little thing that costs money. When like, like you could go to like a library or like, like your neighborhood could like have amenities and things like that. Like I know like we were at the beginning of the month, we were talking about like cheap dates. Like I feel like we probably should have, like this is, something I could have like brought up. I understand like, yeah, don't invite a girl over to your house for the first date. No, but like the library, you can invite her to. And like they have like stuff at the library that's actually like, pretty cool. Parks, I know that we mentioned that like you could, probably just, grab smoothies or something, like something that's relatively cheap, or I don't know, even just like make tea, if you have like a hot thermal, like a hot thermos, and just like boil the water, bring it, make some hot tea. Just like kind of sit down and kind of enjoy it, especially because like y'all, I think it's still cold up there where you guys are. Probably still kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you,
We're kind of stuck, but just I'm stuck. I'm stuck between hot and cold right now, or cold and getting warm.
oh my goodness, it is so hot. Like I was at the pool and I got like several shades darker.
Oh wow!
Which I like. I like when my skin gets darker.
Hey.
Because I feel like when I'm on like my light skin self, I start becoming like an egotistical asshole.
your personality changes with this.
Wow,
that's why.
Like when I'm dark skin, I'm all like philosophical and like,
I love it.
Erica Badu, spiritual self or something.
Right. When I become light skinned, I'm like start acting like I'm the shit, and
what in
what's going on, Ron?
I'm hoping that was a train. I'm hoping that was a train because I just heard like something weird outside my house. I'm hoping that's a train, or somebody had like an aftermarket horn in their car.
Mm.
Oh, it sounded like a horn.
Yeah, it was like a horn, but it didn't sound like something that I would recognize.
Mm.
But then again, like my neighborhood is kind of weird at night, so yeah.
We could have had an aftermarket horn.
That's what it almost sounded. It sounded like an aftermarket horn or like a train horn, but it
Mm.
didn't sound like any train that would be rolling through this time of night. So it's kind of just like,
Interesting.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. But again, like I said before, like my neighborhood that I live in is like, for the most part, during the daytime, it's pretty good, it's pretty quiet. But at night, a lot of weird stuff be happening. So I'm just like automatically on my P's and Q's.
Right. Yeah.
Makes sense. A little more heightened awareness and everything.
Oh yeah, oh
Mm.
yeah, oh yeah. But even then, kind of circling back to what Elle said about like taking final exam, like I thought I was done taking tests, but I had to take one to get my CPL. So,
Mm.
so even though it was more so like open book per se, but at the same time, it was like, okay, I know that I still have to take this test because for whatever reason, if I don't pass, I can't get my CPL.
Mm.
And even then, my instructor was like, "Listen, if he's like, you're going to take a test, like, but if you do everything smart and if you follow along with what we're teaching you, there should be no way anybody in this class should fail. No way. There should be no way because we're literally giving you the answers to your test. So by the time we're done, only thing you need to do is hand in your test. We'll make sure you're good, and you get your CPL, like right then and there, or at least get the certification said that you completed the class, and then you just fill out the application and then send that in, and just wait, you know, about a good month and some change to get it.
Mm.
So I was like, yeah, you got a point. Got a point.
Okay.
Now, I remember a few things. Um, I guess I haven't done any real certifications.
Okay.
But I did have a training because I remember that when you mentioned, I think, well, Gail mentioned the class, but I think also you Elle mentioned like, there's options for trainings and all these things. I know there was like a week-long training, but that was like on my birthday and I was sick, like nasty cold type stuff. So I didn't really get to do the training.
Mhm.
And so there are opportunities in the company where you can sign up for some trainings. It doesn't like gonna say automatically like with what Gil did. I mean, that's pretty dope. You get that pay raise. But like here, it's like okay, you can take this training, even if it's a week-long training that you do like 6 hours a day or something. You
Mhm.
know, you could be well positioned to do some new work, but it's not
Mhm.
automatic, that kind of stuff. Um, but there are definitely opportunities within the company to like get some. Sometimes it's just like an intro. Like there was one course that was like intro to cloud computing, and I did that maybe beginning of this year, end of last year. Um, Not like it really all of a sudden made me a cloud expert. It was much more theoretical than anything else. Um, but I have thought about sometimes like I need to take more courses. I need to get more hands-on experience because even at work, I feel like I don't really like regularly program. I don't really regularly learn the things that maybe if you're out in the world trying to like break into the field, you're gonna get all these things with portfolios and yada yada. But a lot of times I feel way under like prepared, and I'm like, how can I like quote unquote skill up or do things that will like give more money? Um, Including maybe on the side, but I don't know, honestly.
Mhm.
I feel like the best way at this point to get more money is to get a different job, but then it's like the devil, I'd rather deal with whatever, we all have our quirks and gripes, but there's
Mhm.
definitely good
Mhm.
benefits of where I work, literal benefits in some cases because it's government contracting. But also there's other benefits of just kind of like nice things. So the
Right.
biggest raise would be to like jump ship and get another job, but then you have to really prove yourself and onboard and deal with the whole like, oh, you're a 3+4 year plus employee. You're like an expert. I'm like, no, I'm not. But here at my job, I feel like you can kind of get away with some things being a little bit more lax versus if you go elsewhere, you really are going to have to like ramp up. And that's an annoying thing. But
Yes.
that's kind of what I've realized is if I want to make more money, I would have to sort of do that jump into another company and just hope for the best. Yeah. Yeah, money.
No, you're good. You're good.
My brain's a little bit off too because I've just been doing so much stuff related to moving, which will be very like that will be. Oh my goodness, there's so much to talk about when it comes to that on another stream.
Especially if you're moving to another state.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yes. Yes. And even then, Toby, I'm just going to circle back for you just for like a hot second. You know, we were talking about like it's pretty much the devil that you know, especially if you're contemplating about leaving your job to go for a higher paying job. Sometimes it does pay to like learn a skill or a different skill set. So at least that way, while you're still in between searching for jobs, or if you're still you're not sure that you want to leave, because again, like you said, with the benefits and whatnot, you know, it's really good to have some kind of skill set under your belt. So while you're still wrestling, you're still making money regardless. You're still making money regardless.
Thank you, Chad. By the way, I mean, yeah, everything you said, Ron, I hear you. I said thank you, Chad, because I just saw this comment pop up. Like, Ron, you just give this essay, and I'm like, yeah, that was nice, but thank you, Chad. No, but seriously, like,
yeah.
what you're saying makes sense, Ron. Like, having those skills under your belt and trying to like scale up and like, I guess capitalize what you already have, but then expand outwards. Like, it's kind of the forever journey. And it's funny. One friend of mine, like he posted, this is a friend from high school, but I haven't seen him since graduation, but we stay in touch on social media, and he went to college with another good friend of mine from high school who I've actually seen my other friend. I'm trying to remember the last time I saw him. It must have been this past winter. Yeah, it was around winter, Thanksgiving. But anyway, this one guy who I mentioned, he posted on Facebook. I haven't seen him since graduation, but he was posting like, because I didn't know he did computer science at first. Like, I only found that out later in college. That I was like, because we were in comp sci classes together, but I just didn't assume. I just didn't know that he did comp sci. But anyway, he's done different stuff. He's worked, I think, in cybersecurity, or he's worked in different fields. But he was literally posting like, what are some good side hustles or extra streams of income? And some people are mentioning things as diverse as like, property management or trying to like rent out. Some people mentioned other things. I know he does drag racing. That was like when even in high school, that was the thing he always did. So maybe there's things involved with that people mentioned. But I posted like, teaching, because I told him, I was like, because he was asking what people have done to get extra income. And I was like, well, I haven't set anything up, but I've considered like tutoring, like maybe college level. Like I enjoyed, a lot of math classes. And so like reaching back into my calculus or a linear algebra or something, that would be cool. And there would be more of a demand than just like, I'm going to teach little Timmy how to, factor and do FOIL. And I mean, not to like, obviously, if that's the point where you are in life, where you are learning algebra and how to factor and FOIL, great. I don't think I want to teach that because I don't even know how to like explain something like that to someone who's never seen it before. Versus on the higher level, I think it would be easier to break down the calculus, the linear, maybe more theoretical stuff, even like some of the intro computer stuff. The only problem though is my mom because I brought this up a few years ago when I was considering like, when I was in my COVID has hit and I wanted to burn everything to the ground and quit and work for myself phase. And I was like, my mom said though that like a service like tutoring, like she was like, college students are broke, so I don't know how much money you're going to make from trying to teach these type of concepts. But I don't know, like there is probably a demand for it. Like, maybe especially if they have parents and family who are, especially because at that time people were doing college from home, right? So if there were people more engaged who were saying, hey, people are struggling during the pandemic learning certain topics, and you can come in with this use case of trying to tutor and teach and guide people through assignments and stuff, you might have had people who'd be willing to pay for it or have family members who could help pay for it. But the point is,
Absolutely.
I told my friend, like, I didn't go to all of that, but I just told him, like, yeah, tutoring is something I've thought of at the college level. And he said he was interested kind of in that too, and he wanted to do something with cybersecurity. And I was like, that's pretty dope.
Mhm.
So, like, that was something where, not that I like really have a plan for it, but it would be kind of cool to be able to like take my like teaching chops back out. Like, I could not be like an adjunct or whatever because you're making pennies. Like, you have to at that point love being like to teach. Like, it would be cool. I think it would be really cool actually to have command of like a classroom and do some kind of like lesson for an intro CS or some kind of like class. But I could not for the meager amount of money, and then you're doing that on top of like I know people working full time who then are like trying to be like an adjunct or something. I'm like, excuse me, like how am I supposed to do that on top of 40 hours? Because that's already your life. Office hours, teaching. Even if you only teach 2-4 times a week in the evenings, you're dealing with everything else, whole class, emails, discussion boards. If you use Piazza or the Blackboard or whatever, like absolutely not. It could be fun, but I would have to like retire. I would have to already be like financially good, and then for fun, I would want to like teach a class just to do it. But anyway, that's another random tangent. There's so many things out there, and it's kind of like cool to think about. But I'm in like a very much I'm just trying to survive mode. And dealing with like all the extra stuff is nice, but I would say tutoring is something that if I can seriously like get on it, it would be fun to like see if I can like add hours maybe in the evenings when I have time, if it's one of those virtual platforms. That could be interesting. Varsity Tutors is one. There's some other big ones that people use, and I remember some of my friends who were working full time started doing tutoring on the side, but that was like years ago, like 5-4 years ago. I don't know if they still do it, but
I'm sure some of them still do. Like one of my friends, he lives in Boston actually. He's a teacher, and he makes most of his money from like tutoring. So I think he drives out to like I don't know wherever the richer, more wealthier people are, and like tutors like their kids and I guess science and math and stuff. So I don't know how much money he makes, but he makes a good amount of money. Like when I met him, he was single and doing that. Now he's married, still doing that. So
good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's real good.
My nephew also does tutoring or teaches languages, like on Fiverr. So there is money to be made. I don't know if he makes. I don't know how much money he makes, but there is money to be made. Like there's always money to be made. It just depends on like how much, time we can actually put into it, and if the time is worth the money, if the juice is worth the squeeze,
Yeah.
I agree.
High level high school tutoring, lots of high school math using actually,
Interesting.
I know another person who has a business where she teaches like 3rd and 4th grade teachers how to teach math. So that's also another lucrative business where you can actually teach teachers how to tutor them in math that they're going to have to teach to other people.
Interesting.
Because
That is interesting.
Because especially nowadays, like a lot of teachers have been quitting, so like they still have to like fill in positions. So I know that in Florida, like they're getting desperate. So it's like they need to teach. These people need to know how to teach kids how to do these things, but like they also have to know how to do the thing. Like like I can't teach you quantum physics. I don't know how to do that.
This is interesting. Like, I'm gonna look at this stuff well after this, but like, I just looked up like how much can you make tutoring, and people are talking about like $18.50 on the low end. I'm like, whoa, how do you like get qualified for that? Because I mean, even in this Reddit right here is talking like $20 an hour. People were like complaining that only getting $20 an hour. There's a Reddit called Tutors Helping Tutor, which I didn't know was a thing. Tutors Helping Tutors. So this is like this actually might be a life changing thing if I can like seriously. It's a time thing, and I don't have a lot of time right now. Like most of my time is going towards moving, or what I'm hoping will happen is I like finesse a way of staying, which is looking more likely, but not. There's not a guaranteed path to it, but I have options. But the point is, when I have like my time in the evening, it would be actually really dope to add my because living like I mentioned in some stream some weeks ago. I was like living out here sometimes feels paycheck to paycheck. It feels middle class broke. I'm like, what the heck is going on right now? Like, aren't we supposed to be at the point where like everything is good and we're like saving money and like doing all the things with emergency funds or whatever? Like, what is that? I couldn't tell you what that is. I could tell you what it is, but I couldn't tell you what actually having one means. So I'm like, yo, this could actually be pretty dope. Like, and I know one friend of mine who works, I think I mentioned she became a bartender more out of interest because she's done it before and she was in the DC area. So I think she wanted to like meet more people because she's not from there. She's actually from Florida. She's been throughout different parts of Florida. But so she was telling me that she became a bartender. And again, she works at my company. She's like a modeling and simulation engineer. And I was like, wow, that is interesting when like at this point we're still like out here getting extra jobs when you think you're at the point where you're supposed to have made it not like the industry, but you know, people do what they do. So I'm gonna have to do more research into this. I might even post in the Discord. Yeah, I almost had the WhatsApp. I was like, no, let's break it. Everyone else has been using that, but
you can post it there too. We just won't see it.
Yeah,
true. True.
I don't even know what WhatsApp I would post it in. My family WhatsApp. I probably shouldn't admit that I'm looking for extra income. Or we could just go the route of Dope, or what's that African movie? Far From Home. It's like a big Nigerian breakout movie, coming of age. Basically, Dope and Coming From Home. Spoiler alert: the main characters are these kind of smart people who get caught up in things that they shouldn't have been caught up in, and they have to learn how to sell drugs while being very out of their element. Like more nerdy black type of people. Well, at least to some degree. They're definitely not like hardened criminals, and they're like not even 18. Or if they are, they're barely 18. So I mean, I shouldn't really say that on stream, especially working for a government contractor. But listen, desperate times call for desperate measures. FBI, whoever, don't take my words too seriously. But if I can sell something in a way that makes sense, I couldn't actually do it. But looking at it, I'm like, do people really make money doing this? Because that is crazy. Like, how much money are people making? Just like, and I'm not talking about like some crazy like, death drugs. I'm talking about like plants, things that were not even illegal until someone decided that they were going to be a Schedule I drug because of God knows what. Like what? Anyway, don't even get me started. 420 is not till a month from now, but
oh boy,
plants and mushrooms.
That's funny.
Yeah,
you got a point.
Yeah, just call me a florist or a botanist.
There you go.
Mycologist.
Okay. Well, I think we should wrap this up before Toby loses his job.
I agree.
Yeah. We love you, Toby. We love you more with a job.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
With that said, y'all, thank you so much for hanging with us.
Yes.
We'll see y'all next week. As always, you can join us in the Discord, throughout the week. And yeah, actually, I posted something in the ideas and feedback channel. I don't know if you guys saw that because thinking about, I don't know if it's going to be for next month or something, but like, just like talking about maybe uncomfortable conversations. So please share what you consider, an uncomfortable topic, an uncomfortable conversation. If there's anything that you've been seeing in the interwebs that people have been talking about, and you don't really want to understand, you don't want to understand, you don't quite understand, or you just want us to speak on it, definitely let us know. And of course, like you guys can always, post whatever ideas you have in the ideas and feedback channel, and we'll definitely try to get back to you. Because we always appreciate that. That's why that channel is there. But as always, we love y'all. We can't wait to see y'all and hang out with y'all next week. But we love it when you chat with us in the Discord as well.
Yes.
Yes. So with that said, good night and see y'all next week.